Hello, everyone, and welcome to this show tonight. This is Jim Seegers, the All Around Podcast, and co-host tonight is my son Tyler. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing all right.
And tonight we got a special guest. His name's Will Garay, and
Will Garay.
and he's been in the entertainment field for a long time. He's basically been backstage, and he's recently now entering into doing a little bit more acting. So we're going to talk to him today about his acting career and also some of his things that he did, with the entertainment industry backstage, and some of his stories that he's going to be telling us. So how you doing today, Will?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Jim?
Great, man. I'm glad that we finally got a chance to actually record this.
Yeah.
And I just thought we get started. I just want to know, so how did you get into this industry, and how did you come about, deciding to do, this as a career, so to speak?
Right. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't get to hear the question, Mike. I'm going to be honest. My headset actually came off. If you want to ask me that question again.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering, how did you get started into the industry? Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the days, I was actually DJing at first. I started very young. Doing a lot of battles and stuff. I don't know if anybody does that now, but I started as a battle DJ, and then from there I went to the clubs and I started meeting people. And from the clubbing, that's where I met people in the film industry. And somebody had suggested to me to try acting. And back then in the 90s, they had a school called INTAR. It's INTAR School of Acting. It's International School of Acting. It was in Manhattan, in New York City back in those days. And I went. And ever since then, I actually got the acting bug. But there's a lot of things to it. But basically, that's how I started. I started from INTAR School of Acting. I was being taught by a teacher from the TV show Law and Order. I can't remember his name. That was a while back. Yeah, he was pretty cool. One of my classmates was with the Barrier Boys music group. His name was, I can't remember. I have to remember his name. Anyway, he was one of the Barrier Boys that sang with Selena in the music video. He was one of my classmates, and he was giving me some ideas of acting, and giving me some pep talk. And from there, then I got an agent, which we have to talk about later because there's a lot of do's and don'ts about that. This certain type of agent, I don't want to say her name, but my agent was basically, he was basically getting me work as an extra, which, I wasn't, I was young back then. I didn't know any better, but there's nothing wrong with extra work, but I wanted to pursue acting more, but I was just getting a bunch of extra work, which I was like, oh, okay, great. But, after a while, it was like, that's all you're getting. It depends.
The person that you're doing stuff with from Law and Order, it wasn't Speed Weed or Dick Wolf, was it?
No, I don't remember. Dude, this was back then. I don't remember his name. He was actually a really cool guy. He was Hispanic. I think he was an Hispanic actor, and I just can't remember his name. It's been so long. It's been that long, and he's going to be pissed at me, but I don't even know if he remembers me, but it's all good.
It's okay, Will, man. We've talked already about it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, there's pseudonyms and stuff on their Law and Order. I always see Dick Wolf and Speed Weed. But they're the executive producers and stuff, so yeah.
Yeah. But it's like I said, it's been so long, and so many different actors are involved in that show, and forget it. It's just like it's been a long road for me when I was working backstage and behind the scenes, and up to now, of the people that I've met. Maybe the difference between now and back then, there was no social media. So you were doing all the footwork, going from place to place, meeting different types of people, versus now you go online. It's so much easier to meet the right people, to get connected and, befriend them. But also befriending them, not just to get work from them, but, really be friends with them. Be honest with yourself, be truthful, don't BS them,
Exactly.
There's a lot of people who like to lie, and I'm not feeling that. You know what I mean? So it's just as long as you're truthful and you give your full, you give your full support of what they're doing, and don't expect something in return.
Right.
So what was going on with the whole the extra thing you said right after you got off your
the extra thing. I was being typecasted a lot back then. I was like being typecast. I mean, that's part of the game, though. I mean, in the film industry, you get typecasted a lot. So because they see you in certain roles, like you can play this part, you can play that part. But I was getting typecasted for a lot of gang stuff, and I was trying to push away from that. I didn't really want to represent that or do those kind of characters. I was looking for something else, but definitely I was being typecasted like in that category, and I was like, no, I'm going to stay away from that for a while. And then, I moved on, I moved forward. So that's pretty much it.
What kind of things did you do backstage? Like behind the scenes. I'm sorry. I don't want to say backstage. It's just habit.
Yeah, you can say both, backstage, behind the scenes, but it wasn't a film. It was more for musicals and shows on stage, like the stuff that you see on Broadway. I did a lot of the lighting, sound, everything, pretty much everything. So, that was just regular work for me. That's just surviving, paying my bills. Mm-hmm. But then on top of that, while you're doing that, though, you make a lot of connections, which I did. I met a lot of people. I don't want to say their names, like I said, but I met a lot of famous people through the work that I've done. And and it helps a lot when you're working in that business. It doesn't have to be in front of the camera, doesn't have to be on stage. But if you're working behind the scenes, you get to meet a lot of people.
Right.
And and as long as you, like I said, as long as you make them understand that I'm not here to use you, but I would love to befriend you and I can learn from you. You know what I mean? And if something good happens out of it, fine. If nothing happens out of it, no problem. I'm still your friend.
Right. Right. That's that's a good outlook, to tell you the truth, Will. I mean, you're passionate no matter what. It seems like that's what you want to do, and that's great. It's a really good outlook. I see it. Anyway. I remember when I was a kid and I used to be in some place, all I wanted to do was backstage stuff. I was afraid of the audience at first. You know what I mean? I was like, I'll pull the curtains. It's no big deal.
I've done that. I've pulled curtains.
And the lights, that's fun.
I've done all that. I have no shame in that, and it's work, and it gets the show going. I mean, those people who do the behind-the-scenes stuff, they're just as important as the people on stage.
Exactly.
Without those guys, nothing happens.
Well, what shows were you involved with on
I was in a lot of shows. I was in Born to Sing and some magic shows and different types of shows, animal shows, and a lot of them were in colleges. As a matter of fact, a lot of them were in. I did 3 different colleges. I did Lehman City College and LaGuardia. They all have theaters in them, and I started. That's pretty much where I started my work behind the scenes, from those colleges. And then after that, I went to Union Square Theater doing the Born to Sing musical, which was a gospel musical run by Higginson. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm going to say hi to her anyway. Hi, Vi. She used to work for BLS. That was many years ago. But so behind the scenes, and those behind the scenes guys, they're just as important as all the rest of the guys on stage and doing their stuff.
Exactly. It's one tight unit. Everything falls into place.
And you got to pay your bill.
And exactly. And that's what teamwork makes the dream work. I say,
Yeah, for sure.
So when you let's move on. So now you're starting to do more acting. So what have you been starring in now, or going to be your projects?
All right. Well, right now we're planning on doing Misfit 2 with Todd Ernest Braley as director and producer Joe Quintanilla and Deborah Lamb, Lynn Lorray, Our Queens. I'm sorry. Also Maggie Wagner and Scott. So many actors involved in this now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a long story to tell when it comes to this. I don't know if you have time.
Oh no, we got time as long as you have time. That's what I say.
Well, I'll start from the very beginning. Like, before Misfit even came to me, before any of this happened with me and Todd and all this stuff, I was just a regular Joe, just like everybody else. So I'm trying to inspire right now. I'm trying to tell people, like, if you want to get into acting, nothing's impossible. Nothing can stop you, right?
Right.
So a lot of people, they tend to go to different routes to try to get into film and acting and all this stuff. Oh, let me get an agent, let me get this, let me get that. Cool, that's fine and dandy, but, social media is right there in front of you, and it's so powerful that sometimes you don't need all that, and so I had joined some of the clubs on Facebook, actors clubs and stuff like that, and I met a really cool guy. His name was David Fernandez Jr., a very good actor. He's actually, he's pretty up there in the acting world. And when I was speaking to him, he invited me to one of his film premieres right here in New Jersey. And it was called A Father's Journey. And from there, I went to go see the show, the movie, and we became friends and we got connected. And from him, I met a whole bunch of other actors. It was like Jose Masonette, Juan Ortiz later on, and then Jose Masonette basically introduced me to Todd, because Todd and Jose Masonette are very close. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing what's going on. And and also Greg Sabella, another actor friend of mine that I met, and he's another person that you definitely want to talk to on one of your shows.
Sure.
Yeah, he introduced me to a lot of people, but when I met Todd from that little journey right there, Todd was telling me about a series called Surviving the Undead. And I said, hey man, let me check it out. I don't mind. Hey man, I love films. I don't care if low budget, big budget, doesn't matter. It's a film. So all I care about is seeing the story, and that's all I care about. And when I saw the show, I said, man, this guy has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
He has a vision. That's what I was so taught. I said, you have a vision. I said, you're a good storyteller. And and Todd, I think he really appreciated what I said, because, I don't know what he's been through in his life, but I don't know. I think when I not just me, but I'm sure other people have told him this, but it just lit a fire underneath him. He's just like, wow, people are telling me, and I'm like telling him, you have a lot, you have a lot of things about you that's so creative, and you have this vision that a lot of people don't have, because you're able to tell so many different types of stories and not just stick to one genre. You know what I mean? Not just horror. You can do comedy, you could do drama, and you could do, just everything. And then he let me see the film Misfit. I saw it. I loved it.
Oh yeah.
Same thing. I told. Yeah, you saw it, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That one, and I saw the zombie one, the one you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so
I saw about half of it. I saw about half of it. It's tough sometimes trying to watch a movie. You got a lot of things going on, but I try.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's all good, but from and then one day me and Tom were talking, right? And I don't know, I forgot what I told him, but I said something weird, about him, to him. I don't know. I just got into that horror mood, and I said something about killing people, this and that. He goes, "Hey, Will, he said, hey, Will. Oh, I think we were talking about that guy from that guy who kidnapped those 3 young ladies and had them in their basement, and nobody knew that they were alive, and he was like the most normal guy. He was like, he was a school bus driver, and nobody would have believed that this guy was a psychopath who had kidnapped those 3 girls and put them in their basement, and then one of them escaped. I think he was all over the news. He was an Hispanic guy, and he committed suicide in jail. But that's what Todd got the idea. I think he got that idea from that. He was like, not the character himself, like not me being that person, but he got the idea of just a normal looking guy who's just crazy, Then he's like, well, you just gave me a good idea. I said, wow, what's going on? So he calls me the next day. He says, hey, Will, you're gonna be Mr. Two. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
To tell you the truth, I told you this already, but you know your profile picture that you have says it all, man. Yes, yes, I can
I
see.
was like the devil.
It's scary, man. You know, I'll tell you that much right now. I
But,
mean, it isn't that bad, but you know what I'm saying.
well, in reality, I'm a teddy bear. Like, I'm the nicest person on the planet. I don't drink, I don't smoke. You know, I
That's
might
good.
curse a little bit here and there, but who
Right.
doesn't, right?
Right.
But I don't do, but I don't do the drugs and I don't do the drinking. But
Right.
and I'm a really, you know, I could get on with just pretty much anybody.
Right,
And
that's cool.
I'm not that. I mean, I'm not that person that you see in the poster, but you know, it has to happen that way because in order for the film to work, right?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that's your character. You got to, you know what I
Right.
mean. So you got to play the
You
part.
got to thank Todd for that because Todd, I don't know where he got that picture from, but he snuck that picture. I was like, where do you get that picture from? And he didn't tell me. I think my profile, and Todd put some shadow in it and made me look like a weirdo. So
As soon as, to tell you the truth, as soon as I saw that on Facebook, I'm like, I got to get this guy. I'm sure Todd is going to make him be a bad guy. I just know it. I'm
I
like,
look like a bad dude, right?
yeah, and I like talking to bad guys.
But you'd be surprised. There's a lot of surprises in Mr. Two. I don't want to say nothing.
Oh
but
no,
there's
no,
a
no, let's
lot-
not. Let's
a lot
not.
of twists
man.
and turns there. A lot of twists and turns.
I can't. Honestly, I can't wait till that movie is made. You know.
Yeah, me too, man.
And
Yeah,
I can't.
for sure.
I can't wait for Misfits 2 to come out and all because man, that I really did. I liked the first one, and now that you guys got a lot more seasoned actors and actresses, I mean, hey, it's going to be off the hook,
But
man.
you see, that's the shocking part because Misfit 1, right? It was made for like I think Todd told me around less than $1,000, like $900 something, and then it got picked up by a distributor. Now it's pretty much all over the place. It's on Walmart, not in the stores, but on the websites. Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, everywhere. Buys. I mean, it's everywhere. And I was shocked. I said, "Wow, I can't believe this thing is blowing up a little bit here." And you know, so then so when Mr. 2 started blowing up a little bit, not really going crazy, but I befriended a guy who's really a really nice guy, Joe Quintanilla, which I think you know. I think you have him on your friends list. And
Yeah.
know?
I reached out to him and. I think the other guy you sent me
Pat,
and
Pat, yeah.
Well, I asked him, I gave him a couple dates. He hasn't got back to me yet, but I did.
Okay.
And I also sent a little message to Joe. I haven't got anything back response from him yet, but
Okay.
yeah. So I'm hoping to
beautiful.
hear from.
He's a very busy guy, but he will respond. But he's he's just very, very busy guy. But he's a very responsive person and very, very sincere, humble, and nice person.
Awesome.
And so I befriended him, and we started talking. And I was very supportive of all the stuff he was doing because I actually admired all the stuff that he was posting, like the Sharknado stuff and everything. And I was like, wow, So one day, Joe Quintanilla, he PMs me. He sends me a private message.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Hey, Will, what's going on?" I said, "Well, not much." He says, "Oh, so what's going on with the Misfit series?" And I told him a little bit about it. And then he goes, "Will, I would love to be a producer for Misfit 2." I'm like, and I was like, dude, I was like quiet. I was shocked and I was quiet for a few minutes. And I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Man, hell yeah, I would love to have you on board in this because we need somebody like you, somebody who make this work and everything." And I told Todd basically just had to sit down. He was like shocked, because Joe's pretty out there, man. He knows a lot of people, he has connections, and to have a person who knows everybody, has connections. The best part, he's a cool guy. He's like a family member now. And, we don't just always talk about films. We're friendly to each other. Like, hey, what's going on? How's your day? That kind of stuff. How you feeling, And to have people like that working around you makes life so much easier. And especially when they're supportive of what you're doing and we're very supportive of what he does because we're all in the same group. Like, we're into film, we're into film talking, filmmaking, And that pushes everybody to do what they need to do. Make things happen. Because if you don't, who's going to do it, right? Nobody. You can't be sitting there waiting for somebody to knock on your door, right? Hey, man, I saw you in the magazine. You look very good looking. I want to put you in the film. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You know?
Exactly.
Some people, you'd be surprised. Some people are like that. They think because they have this look, like, oh, I got the six pack, this and that, and I'm like, yeah, but how much jobs have you been getting? Just being nice, good looking. Okay, maybe a modeling job, this kind of job, but that's not going to get you the job for film. You know, for film, you gotta start making your move, man. You can't just sit there and wait for that phone call.
That's it, man. You got to go out there and sell yourself, man. And
hustle,
that's
man.
what you got to do. It's not.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's not rocket science, though. It's really not rocket science. You know, you just say, hey, I got this. I'm doing this, and I'm looking for something. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, but some people, you'd be surprised. I met a few people like that. Like like growing up in the this crazy world that I live in. But I met a few that was like that. They think they're Don Juan, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Hey, man, wait for this phone call. And I'm like, how long you been waiting, bro? Basically, I remember a couple of actors that I seen their reviews, and I love what they say when they say they do an audition, and the first thing they do is they move on to the next audition. They don't wait for that phone call. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, they don't care. They just move on to the next thing. You don't sit there waiting for that phone call, man. You be there all day, man. Yeah, you go crazy.
You gotta work. That's the thing. You gotta eat.
It's hustling.
And you gotta eat.
Acting. Yeah, I mean, not even acting. Anything in the entertainment business is hustling. You gotta hustle. You gotta work to get where you want to be at, or you're not gonna get nowhere.
Exactly.
I promise you that. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm always out looking for talent all the time on Facebook and all. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm always out there throwing out there. Hey, man, I got a podcast. I'd love you to come on. You know what I mean?
No, but you're hustling. That's the hustle.
Yeah.
That's the hustle, right? And then when you do that hustle, you make your connections, and then you get what you want out of it, and the person gets what they want out of it because you're exposing them, and not just that, you're also befriending that person.
Exactly.
Right? And it's all about the hustle, but everybody scratches each other's back.
Exactly.
Everybody gets what they want. Everybody gets what they want. So.
And that's what I enjoy even more. I enjoy becoming friends with all the people that I've talked to and all. I mean, that's what I really enjoy. You guys are just regular people, just like me. You got jobs. You're doing this on the side. You get what you can do. And that's what I like. I love. I've grown to respect independent filmmakers. Severely. I mean, I really never. Till I started to do this podcast and talking to several, of your colleagues and all that stuff. I mean, I really, understand what it. I really understand the passion that you guys have for the industry, and that's what's really cool. Speaking of, Michael, we were talking about Michael the other day.
Yeah.
He enjoyed my podcast so much. He's like, "Hey Jim, when are we going to do another one?" I'm like, "Mike, I didn't even get the other one." I said, "Just wait." I said, "I'm going to get it out." I told him, I said, my kids are editing. I try as much as I can to get. I said, we'll get it out, and believe me, we will have another talk, man. He just enjoyed it so much, and you know what? That I feel good about that. I think, well, I'm doing something there. I'm doing something that I hope that gets other people involved in their attention, and that's why that's why we even want to go to, like I said, we want to go to Spotify, and we want to go to the other different ones to get people to listen and see who's this Todd Barley guy, what's he doing or whatever, and what's this guy's name? Will Garay.
I've been called Gary. Or some other names, but I'm like, it's Garay.
Garay, that's it, Garay, okay.
Like Gaga, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
You got the Gaga, and then you have like a stingray.
Right. Well, a lot of people, they don't think my last name's Seacrest. They call me Seachrist. I'm like, no, it's Seacrest, like in Christmas. Like in Christmas, You don't see, you don't say, you don't say Christmas, you say Christmas,
Right. But no relation to the other Seacrest, right?
I'm not sure yet. The verdict is out still, okay? When I find out, listen, Will, when I find out, brother, I will let you know.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome for sure. I think that'll be shocking too.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, you and me both would be shocking, but you just
Yeah,
never
man.
know.
You never know. Small
It's
world. I mean,
it
just
is.
like Joe Quintanilla told me recently, and I think I told you last Friday, that he's related to Selena, and I'm looking at him like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
All this time that I've known you, you never mentioned this? I'm like, really, man? That's something you want to keep? I said, oh, okay.
That's right.
Thanks
man.
for letting me know.
That's something.
But yeah, but you know what? I like it. I like that because for instance, if somebody did find out in the very beginning that Joe's related to Selena, and then you're gonna have these people just befriending him just for that fact,
Right.
instead of befriending him for him, for Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had no idea who he was related to, and I actually didn't care. It was just like I said, I admire what he was doing. I saw the effort that he's putting into everything he's doing with his passion of promoting films. And I saw the same passion with Todd and a whole bunch of other people. And then when I got to meet the other actors that got involved with Misfit too, they had the same passion. And like Deborah Lamb, for instance, man, she's shocking. I mean, but then a lot of actors do the same because that's their passion. Like some people would not go out on their birthdays, but she flew down to do that film with Todd and on her birthday. And some people won't do it. But then actors who are passionate about acting, they'll go on Thanksgiving, Christmas, just do a film because that's their passion.
Exactly.
So you got these people who are involved with us in this film that, man, this motivates me even more, So to do what I'm doing now, and to do more films with Todd in the future, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that he's planning, and I want to be involved in all that stuff that he's in because, like I said, he's a visionary. He sees things that a lot of people don't see. And yeah, he's a good storyteller, man.
He is.
And that's somebody you want to be around, like to help motivate you and make you a better person, make you a better, and not just a person, an actor, and be involved in his stuff. He's really good. Yeah.
I'm gonna say my first interview with him because I know I'm planning on plenty more, and I'm also planning somehow, some way to meet him eventually.
Yeah.
But we hit it off real good. He was funny. And you know what's funnier yet? I don't know if you listened to the interview I did with Todd, but he was actually doing Jeremias.
Jeremias.
Yeah.
Here we go with these pronunciations. And he was on set, and I got a chance to talk to Bree Frank and John Briner just because they were all there. So it was interesting. I wasn't just talking to Todd. I was talking to Bree a little bit. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna get you guys on soon. So I can't wait to talk to them. And like I said, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a different time where they were, because I'm here in Pennsylvania and they're way out in Colorado, so it was a different time, but it was so awesome, And he took his time out just to talk to me about something. Plus, he was getting ready to do a shoot, with Jeremy. And now he's doing another one. He's starting the other part of it now, another episode or something like that. He's doing part 2. I saw on Facebook, and I can't wait to watch that. Tyler, do you still have the Facebook that Prime?
Yes, it was on Prime.
Okay.
So, are you flying out to? Are you actually in Colorado? Or are you flying out to Colorado?
No, I'm in New Jersey. I'm actually going to fly out to Colorado to film with them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How many?
You got to tag along.
Yeah, stop in Pittsburgh. Just a little. I'd love to. Well, too bad I got to work.
I'm pretty sure Todd will welcome you with open arms.
Oh, I know he would. I know
you and
he
your
would.
family, for sure.
Yeah.
So how long are you going to be recording it with your scenes? Is it like a full week? Do you get everything done in one day, or?
It could. With Todd, anything's possible, but I'm figuring between a week to 10 days. 7 days to 10. Between 7 and 10 days.
Since you've been, since you were in acting school a long time ago, coming back into acting, is there any other different techniques that are new that you had to relearn, or?
Besides the character acting, which is basically like. It's hard to explain that. How would you explain a character acting versus a method? a character actor is like a person who can play basically any part, but it's like a person who puts a costume on. That's basically how I have to describe it. Hopefully, I'm describing it correctly because I don't remember. It's been so long, but the character, a person like who puts makeup or whatever. I'm not saying like real. I mean, yeah, you could say makeup, but like versus a method actor. A method actor is a person who plays the character like really from within, really deep, really gets into his character. This is a character actor is basically somebody that's supposed to. It's like I'm just doing the description right now. I'm not really. I'm doing it my way, how to describe it. But it's like basically anybody can be a character actor, right? So like for instance, you, Jeff, you want to pick a part of something. Okay, well you're gonna be this guy. Boom, boom, boom. We'll throw this on you. Boom, get in front of the camera. Let's do it, right? Yeah. You don't have to really get that deep into the character because it's a very simple character that you're playing, but it's a character that suits you because you have a certain look or whatever. Versus a method actor, is somebody who's really gets really deep involved. Like, Jack Nicholson. Let's put it this way, Jack Nicholson. Okay, that's method right there. When you see the movie The Shining, have you seen when he does? I've seen that YouTube video of him really getting into character. Man, see now that's deep. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's pretty much what I would consider like a method actor versus a character actor.
And Matthew McConaughey with him losing all this weight, gaining weight. I mean, that's also considered method acting as well.
You get diabetes.
Yeah, like for certain roles, to play the character, like if you're playing a person who's on drugs or maybe a person who has cancer and you want to, like 50 Cent did that. He lost a lot of weight just to play the part of a person. I don't remember the movie. I think it was a cancer-ridden person that he had to lose a ton of weight. That he was almost unrecognizable. I mean, that's really deep, which is awesome, I mean, he really got involved into the character's life and made it his own, So yeah, that's pretty deep, And then you got some other character actors. I mean, then you got character actors who are like supporting actors. You got the main actor who's the star, and then you got the supporting. I mean, the supporting actors are also stars, but you got these guys who are the funny guys. That maybe they break the ice. They're like you got the guy who's serious, and you got the guy who's a comedian. It could be anything. But
it's all the best thing is when you get chemistry, because if you have good chemistry,
that's not easy.
You really have something there. I've been in a few plays where I actually had some chemistry with people, and I'm more of an ad-libber, bro. I was telling somebody, I forget who it was, but I was telling them, I said, I was telling Michael, I said, I wrote a play, and I told him, I said, because like he says that when he wrote, he does stuff, sometimes he gets in the movie, as well, like Hitchcock, whatever. And I told him, I said, the thing with me was when I wrote a play, I said, I didn't even follow my words. I just
yeah.
But hey, that's what is that creative activity? Creative art or something like that. But I asked him. I said, do you still stay by your lines, or because I would just that's me. I ask some goofy questions sometimes. But man. So good.
So good.
What I want to ask you something. Do you think are you going to stay with the horror genre, or do you think you're going to be? Would you like to play some maybe more serious kind of drama?
I would like to. Well, for now, in the beginning, I would like to play a lot of horror. I mean, I'm a horror fiend. I mean, horror for me is like gold. I mean, forget it. I just love horror. But then in the future, maybe play a fatherly type figure or big brother or whatever. Pop. Something like that, something that fits my look, but it'll be drama, sure, something very serious, like a death, in the family or something like that, who knows, that could be maybe the next vigilante, who knows, right? Going out there and get my revenge, Gotta have
that's wish.
No, I don't want to touch Robert Bronzi's stuff, man. That's Robert Bronzi. I ain't messing with him. He's the next Death Wish guy, man.
I know. He looks so like Charles Bronson. It's unreal. I even reached out to him because he had a like. But I talked to his the guy that takes care of his like page and stuff, and he said he'll get back with me. So I'd really like to talk to him as well.
You definitely want to get in touch with him. You want to get more in touch with him on Twitter because he's very responsive. We made him talk. He's a very nice guy. He's blowing up, man. He's blowing up. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody I really admire right now. So
hopefully we'll be on Twitter sometime, huh, Tyler? Huh?
Yeah, we'll be on Twitter.
Someday.
It never fails. You know what I mean? You know, that's what happens when you have kids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, bro. I feel you.
It's like sometimes I'm talking to myself.
You just love me,
they love me. I love them. You know, it's like, it's like I just don't. You know, how many times? You know, it's like I just don't like repeating myself a million times. You know, I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what everything happens.
I'm like, listen, man. You know, you guys gotta understand something. I'm doing my part by doing, my job, as in, getting people to come on and stuff. So, I need you guys to be my technical and my some social stuff.
The tech crew.
Yeah, my technical and some social, things. So
you definitely. Yeah, you said you had Devin Lamb next on the list, right down.
This Thursday.
You're gonna love her, man. She's awesome. She's so, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like I said, she's a go-getter, but she's so passionate and so a heart of gold. I mean, that's pretty much the best way to describe her. She has a heart of gold. She's so passionate and so friendly. I mean, it's so easy to get along with. And that's the kind of person you definitely want to talk to. And maybe Maggie Wagner also. You definitely want to talk to Maggie Wagner. Get touch base with her. Lynn Laurie. Maybe Aline Dice from Exorcist, who played Captain Howdy. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole bunch of people. Yes. And look at my friends. You got to talk to Dave Fernandez Jr., Alfredo De Leon. I mean, so many people. I
did check out your friend list. I did do that.
Oh, yeah. You got to talk to those guys. Yeah, man.
I will, brother. I'll check some more.
Michael Zaletta. Oh, yeah. There's so many people on my friends list you need to talk to.
Yeah.
Forget it.
But, yeah, after I'm done talking to you, to tell you the truth, I'm going to message Deborah and make sure she's all on board for this Thursday. Yeah, because I still gotta make sure I remind people, because everyone's so busy, and I try not to bug a whole lot of a lot of people. I know everybody's busy and stuff. Every now and then I think of somebody or whatever, and I'll just say, hey, what's up? I talked to James Stokes yesterday just to say, hey, how you doing? I haven't seen him for a while. I haven't talked to you for a while. What's up and stuff. And it's fun to do that.
Have you reviewed Frank-O-Matic from Misfit?
No.
Yeah, the Misfit guys. You gotta do Frank-O-Matic, Paul Sweeting, and Jennifer Gentile. You gotta do those guys right there.
Yeah.
So they're the main characters in Misfit 1.
Right.
So
I'll get them.
Yeah, you gotta get them.
I'll get them.
I'm sure you got some good stories to tell,
Oh, yeah. So, can you give me at least maybe one story before we are done? Give me a good story that happened to you, either on set or behind the scenes. Do you have any pretty good stories?
A story.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a big story, but maybe a couple of stories. But it's not very short stories. Let's put it this way. So when I was doing behind the scenes stuff, and they rolled in from this is actually when I was doing rock bands and stuff. They rolled in, one of the trucks and stuff, and came out this big giant. I mean, not a giant, but a Beamer. I think it was a purple Beamer or pink Beamer, and it had fur interior. And I found out that it was Prince's car, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Wow.
Yeah, it was Prince's car. He had I think it was a pink Beamer or purple, one of those colors.
Oh yeah.
And it was all beautiful fur interior. I wish I had met Prince. I haven't met him, but. And then the other story I have to tell was when I was working with a sound engineer. I don't want to say his name because but I used to work with a sound engineer of Whitney Houston. And my friend, one of my friends who was an assistant to him, I tagged along with him, and we went to Whitney Houston's studio. And out comes, I'm looking in the studio, and I see Whitney Houston's name on the chair. and said, "Oh, we got to take some pictures." You know, we did that little bad thing. And I don't know if we were supposed to do it, but we did it anyway. They said, "We got to take pictures of Whitney Houston's chair. Let's go." So, like, we're sneaking. We're walking around Whitney Houston's studio taking pictures of her chair and stuff. Even though she wasn't there. Yeah.
That's neat. That's neat.
Little sneaky stuff, you know. Oh, we got these pictures. You know, we took pictures of the studio, the chairs. It was so funny, man. Like two little mischievous boys, you know, being somewhere that they're not supposed to be at, you know.
Will,
But,
do you still have that picture?
Yeah.
You
It's
ought
on
to
my
post
Facebook.
it. You ought to post. Did you post it already?
It's been posted up a while ago.
Okay, then
pretty much.
I'll check out your wall then and
For
scroll
sure.
down.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
Awesome. You might get a funny message from me in a corner.
Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem. That's one of my little mischievous things. Hopefully the Houston fans will get pissy at me, but
I doubt that.
they're pretty cool. They were nice people. They were cool with us, especially the sound engineer. He was really nice, you know. Yeah, so
That's cool.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any other stories. I mean, whew, you know, you got me there with that question, but that's the only two I can think of right now.
Okay, don't worry about it, man. I'm sure we'll keep in touch, and if you want to come back on,
are your kids interested in acting or not?
What's that?
Are your kids interested in acting also? It sounded like he was.
Tyler?
I did acting a lot of times when I was younger through church, and but besides that, I ended up, because when I was younger, I wasn't really athletic and stuff. It was when I was more so in middle school and high school, I started doing stuff in football, and sports mostly took over. That I did a musical one time when I was a sophomore, but yeah, I mean, if I'd ever had a chance to get back into it, I had free time to do it. I wouldn't mind. It'd be cool. You know?
Yeah, you should. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get involved. A lot of people don't realize it's so much easier nowadays than the way I grew up, you know, when I got involved. Versus, because basically back in then, right, in the 90s, there was no social media. So basically you're like looking in newspapers, making phone calls, and then you got the con artist with that, "Oh, well, give me $600 for your headshot, and we'll do your headshot." I'm like, what? You know, like, you know, or those agents that say, "Oh, okay, well, you got to pay us up front, then we'll get you work." That's all scams, you know, and some of the new actors got to be aware of that. Because the agent's supposed to get you work and then get a percentage, you know, the work, money you make, right?
So Will, do you have an agent, or are you just all freelance?
I'm freelancing. You don't want an agent. Yeah, you don't need an agent now, especially in my category when I'm just starting. I'm getting back into the game. Maybe later in the future, I might want an agent to get me, you know, to work here, work there, you know, whatever. But right now, it's like my focus is with Todd because he's somebody I really want to work with. And he has a lot of projects. You know, we're going to be busy with the stuff that he's doing anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be involved with him and all that other stuff. But basically, my focus is to be with Todd because I'm dedicated to his work. I'm 100%. You know, I'm like, I'm there. You know, versus you know, if somebody offers me something and I read the script and I like it and it's something that I really want to play, then I'll do it because hey man, give me a Michael Myers type guy.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
Give me a masked bandit. Give me a masked crazy nut, you know, some crazy maniac killer. I'll do it, man. You know, but seriously, no, Todd, like I said, he wrote the character of Lewis in Misfit 2, and you know, when I read the script, Lewis is, you know, he's pretty demented. You know, he's a guy who doesn't need a mask. You know, he's a sick. He's very sick in the head. Yeah. So, but then again, he has his normal side where people don't see that part of him. They just see this normal-looking dude, but he's actually a very twisted person. So yeah. So,
and that's good because you know. You watch, you know, even when you watch the news today, sometimes you're like, man, I can't believe, you know, they'll be like, you know, he never had anything, you know, he never had any charges against him and all this other stuff, and then, bam, you know what I mean, something he did, you know, and you're like, are you kidding me? He lived in a good neighborhood and all this stuff, and you know, it's like today, it's, you know, the movie, and that's cool that Todd's like, getting into that kind of type of storytelling, you know.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
good.
I mean, one thing, that guy was a very interesting psychopath because he kidnapping 3 girls, and then on top of it, He was a school bus driver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and nobody. And then the neighbors were saying that they were. I saw a news review on TV. One of the neighbors was saying, "While those girls were in the basement, they were eating barbecue in the backyard. They didn't hear anything from the house."
Mm-hmm.
And that's some crazy. I mean, wow, that shocked
was
me.
a big deal. I know Dr. Phil did a ton of interviews.
Yeah,
with
remember
people.
that? Yeah. So
I think my mom even has one of their biographies.
Yes, she does. Yeah,
right.
Bought a book.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. It's like you would never. Nobody suspected this person. He was a school bus driver, which was even shocking. Was more shocking to everybody. Mm-hmm. And all this time, he had those 3 prisoners in his basement, tormenting them, torturing them. Yep. And then thankfully one of them escaped and they all lived. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. That's an insane story, and it's hard to fathom. It's hard to imagine, how would you play a person like this? You can never fully understand his mentality. What motivates him to do this? Boy, you have to be really twisted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to play a character like that because you say to yourself, that's somebody I would hate.
Mm-hmm.
But then. As an actor, you want to try to portray him, not him exactly, but you want to try to portray something in his category because maybe it's a very challenging character to play, and it's somebody you want to bring, because you want to entertain, right? I want to entertain people. I want people to hate me just as much as they hate him.
Right.
And if I could make you hate me, then I did my job. Or if I could make you love me, then I did my job again. So I want to entertain. But boy, hard to put myself in his shoes, knowing what he did. If I ever played a character like him, or maybe let's say somebody who's an actor does play his character. I mean, I could see that being a movie, and I could see somebody playing him. Boy, what would they have to go through? This guy killed himself. Yeah, this guy killed himself.
There's a if you really want to get inspiration, they actually did a Lifetime movie about it. There actually was an actor to play him.
Oh, they actually did? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I got to check it out, for sure. So imagine that. What did he use as to get his mojo going, his thing going, to get his mentality of this person? It's hard. Because I don't think that actor spoke to him because that guy killed himself, right? I think he committed suicide or something. In
he was in jail for a while. I don't know. The actor could have, to be honest, because he was in jail for about 2 years before he actually killed himself. I forget who the actor was, but it did take him a lot to do that, and that would probably be a really, really good starting point. Try to look at the characters that you're trying to play.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard to play a person like that because you despise this person and you got to play somebody like that. Right, but then in the back of your mind, you want to entertain and make sure that you get the job done.
There was I can't think of the guy's name, but I know.
Yeah, I would have to look him up on the computer, but I'm late today.
But I want to say another guy's name. I can't think of his name, but he died. They put him in the electric chair, or they gave him a chemical injection. But Dr. Dobson, he interviewed him. I can't think of his name. I think he was the one that raped all these girls, all this. I can't think of the guy's name at the time. Yeah. The college girls. He was interesting.
I was thinking about the one they caught recently, was the Golden State Killer, right? Okay. The Golden State one. Yeah, that one. I think he got caught after all these years, and I think he was a cop or something.
Pat. Dang it! You know the guy from Mystery Science 3000? Mystery Science 3000.
Yeah.
He plays. What's his name on King of Queens? Patton
Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt. Yeah, his wife actually did a lot of the investigation and dirty work on the Golden State Killer.
Wow.
Before she died.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Wow,
yeah, she died in her sleep. But Patton Oswalt's. Actually,
I like stories like that, but to know that there are real monsters in the world like that person, it's just crazy. Because I used to like watching the movie. Not because I admire the killer, but just the story alone, what motivates this guy. But the movie Zodiac, and I must have watched that movie 5 times already or 6 times. It's a good movie.
That is a good movie. Oh
yeah, man. Yeah. And he's just walking around with this mad with clear signs and doing all crazy stuff, and I'm like, wow, what's the reason for this? Why does he do it? You know.
I mean, I think. Oh, you could probably even look a lot of things up on YouTube. I'm sure you'll have a lot of research that you can do, man. Just at the click of your fingers, brother. But that's good. You do really got to sometimes try to figure out what's the mental part of somebody's brain. And that's the thing, the mental aspect and stuff. One of the good reasons why. I like to watch The Walking Dead, because it's a mental thing with me. It's like, how would I react? What would I do? On this and that, and and that's what keeps me watching sometimes. Even though a lot of times it's still fictional, even though you're like, come on, but
Yeah, but then you get those Jeffrey Dahmer types like Hannibal Lecter and all that, right? Like they like to eat people, and then you say to yourself, well, what motivates them? But then. You know what? Like for instance, my character, right? It's like he's the kind of guy who's it's instinct. It's like I don't know, just something he has to do. It's just like Jeffrey Dahmer, eating people. He has to do it. It's just I don't think he wants to do it, but he has to do it. He has no choice. Something in him is making him do it. It's hard to say that Is he really a bad guy? Is he really that crazy? And he's just born that way, and he has no choice but to do it. And then, but it's hard to feel sorry for somebody like that, right? But it's not his fault. He has to do it. He's just something in him that makes him do it, and does these crazy things that people don't understand. They say, "Wow, he's an evil person," but he's just born that way. Something definitely has to do with the brain, because not every normal person is going to go out there eating people, right? You have common sense, but. There's things about those kind of people that they have no. It's not like somebody's. He has a choice. Like, oh yeah, I have this choice, and I could say yes and I could say no. He has to do it. He has no choice. He has to do it.
And then in lots of studies, it's a lot of times. It also can be things that was abusive. Like family. When they were younger. I'm not saying all of it's like that. Like for example, like the Columbine thing. I don't, that was totally different too. I mean, they were rich, So but like I said, sometimes, there's a lot of psychological things that happen to them in their, from abuse. That contributes. But then remember, there's a lot of people that I've met, growing up, that they suffered a lot of abuse and all that, but I don't see them doing crazy shit, right? So true, exactly.
And then I question it. Then I'm like, well, you see, you got these crazy people now. They're probably going to make a TV movie out of some of these guys, but and that's basically what you don't want to do. Because that's basically what they want. They want this. Some of them do it for fame. I mean, really, some of them do it for fame. They say to themselves, well, now that I know life is short, right? They say to themselves, their life is short. How am I going to go out? With people remembering who I am? Because I can't make it in film. Nobody knows me in that or singing. How else am I going to do it? Oh, let me blow up a couple of students in schools or do some crazy shit. And now everybody's going to be talking about me forever, and I don't really give a shit about that. Because guess what? After I die, I'm even more famous. Because now you'll be doing a film about me. Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of them do it for fame.
Right.
And then you got these, then, like I said, some people who get abused, they take it out in different ways. Maybe they become abusive physically, So many different ways they explore their, or they release their, the shit that they've been through. But then you got those guys who are fame seekers, and those are the ones you don't want to, like, I hate when the news, like, they talk about this, oh yeah, this guy did this and that. Okay, that's enough. Don't talk about him no more. Talk about the victims, but don't talk about him no more, because that's what he's looking for. But then some of the news agencies, you know how they are. They want to make money. They want to get people to go to their news stations and say, "Oh yeah, we're number one rated show because we had this guy on the show and he murdered all these people." You just made this guy famous and gave him what he wants. You see, and that's not good. That's not good, dude. So
I can't think of that movie now. The series on Netflix, it's pretty good too. What's the name of that series? It's a crime series.
To Make a Killer.
It was like some of the stuff was filmed here in Pittsburgh.
Mine Hunters?
Yeah, Mine Hunters. Have you ever watched that?
I haven't seen that yet. No, I'm going to have to check it out now.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of stuff that was shot here, in Pittsburgh and stuff like that.
Right.
but it's pretty good. I start on a series and then sometimes I jump, you know, you know how you do.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's good though. It really is. It's pretty good because they're also interviewing. I think they interview like a serial killer or something like that as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, it's just a show. It's not a real thing, but it's interesting to check out. You got time to.
Right.
But yeah, it was a really good series. I think they're also going to make a part 2. They're having another series, a second season to it or something like that, or a third season adding to it.
Right. I definitely got to check that out for sure, man. You know, but
So can you give me an idea of, because like I said, I haven't talked to Todd for a while. How's things coming along with Misfits 2? Do you know when you guys are going to maybe even have a release date yet, or he's still not sure about when the release date is of Misfits, the release date of Misfits 2?
Yeah, well, we had the Indiegogo, going on a little while ago. I mean, just basically last month to this month. But it didn't make as much as we needed. But that's fine because, it's a start, right?
Right.
So being that this is happening with this film, we're going to push it back a little bit. And so we have no release date until the filming, basically, at least we have a date for the production to start. But meanwhile, I mean, the story's there, the script is done, everything's done, and everything's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But I was gonna say, right now, Todd, he just filmed with Deborah Lamb on the film
Paradise Road.
Oh my God.
Paradise Road.
Yeah, Paradise Road.
Paradise Road. Yeah, that looks interesting too.
Yeah, I'm hearing from Todd. It's getting a lot of wow, like woo. Getting a lot of feedback, and it's got some serious legs on it. So maybe this movie might help push the other films, forward.
Yeah,
and every little bit helps, for sure.
And that'd be good also because I'll be able to talk to Deborah Lamb a little bit about.
Yeah, you definitely want to talk to her.
She's going to be in that one.
She's in that one. Yeah, and Scott. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So. Thank you so much, Will, for coming on my show. Will Garay. He's going to